in private sector for direct investments in agriculture. And police arrest newly recruited for armed robbery. On entertainment, Don Jazzy signs new artist Aya Star to Maven Records.
Heading sports, Rivers United arrived in the Republic for CAF Competition Cup second leg.
Details of these and more after this break. I am Omoye Ogbede. And the federal government says NPower beneficiaries who have concluded the 2-year job program will now be able to access permanent job opportunities or business prospects. This is part of the newly activated NPower exit strategy. The initiative is for batches A and B of the NPower program. Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development Sadiya Farouk gave the updates during the 4th annual review of the homegrown school feeding program. Under the plan, 200,000 beneficiaries will be engaged as financial service operators under the Shared Agent Network Expansion Facility. The scheme is operated by the Central Bank of Nigeria. And the federal government has approved 6.45 billion naira for the setting up of gas plants in 38 locations nationwide in a bid to enhance the treatment of COVID-19 patients who need oxygen. This disclosure emerged at the first National Economic Council meeting of the year presided over by Vice President Emil Shibanjo with state governors, Federal Capital Territory Minister, Central Bank Governor and other senior government officials in attendance. While briefing the NEC on the release of the funds, the Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed, said the President approved the release of the funds for the production of oxygen necessitated by the increased number of patients who need oxygen due to the surge in COVID-19 infections in the country. Similarly, at the meeting, the Health Minister, Osage Hanire, informed the Council that secure to President Buhari's decision to activate the Basic Healthcare Provision Fund based on the National Health Act, 55.1 billion naira was approved in 2018 and that 50% of the sum has since been released to the states and the FCT. And President Muhammadu Buhari has mandated ministries, departments and agencies and business enterprises to grant access to the Federal Inland Revenue Service to their systems for the purpose of tax collection nationwide. A statement from the service on Thursday said President Buhari issued the mandate while delivering his address as the special guest of honor at the first annual National Tax Dialogue organized by the FIRS at the Old Banquet Hall, Aso Rock Villa, Abuja. President Buhari also urged the FIRS to fast-track its digitalization of the tax collection process. And the governor of Edo State, Godwin Obaseki, has engaged the United States government in the oil palm and cassava subsectors of the state for the manufacturing of high-value customer packaged goods. The government of Edo State is also partnering with the private sector for optimal actualization of the objective. Obaseki unveiled the plan at a virtual meeting with U.S. Ambassador to Nigeria, Honorable Mary Beth Leonard, and some foreign and local agribusiness investors in Abuja on Thursday. The meeting was held on the heels of the inauguration of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris as U.S. President and Vice President respectively. Obaseki said that efforts to galvanize the sector began by instituting the framework for Edo State Oil Palm Program in his first term. A newly recruited police constable, David Friday, attached to Olofin Police Station in Idare local government area of Ondo State, has been arrested for armed robbery. David was arrested alongside a soldier serving with the 32 Artillery Brigade, Nigerian Army, Owena Cantonment, Innocent Victor. Ondo Commissioner of Police, Balaji Salami, who paraded the suspect, said David earlier stole an exhibit motorcycle at his duty post. The soldier denied involvement in the allegation, saying he stepped back at the scene of the incident. He said he was held for being on illegal duty. David also denied robbing anybody. Other suspects paraded were one Wasiu Latif, who was alleged to have defiled a teenager at an uncompleted building in Lapuno village, and a suspected teenage kidnapper, Bello Ali, who could not explain what he was doing in the forest between Uso and Ogbese. A fake soldier, Desmond Ikechukwu, who impersonates the army to intimidate members of the public, was also paraded. Desmond, who confessed that he was not a soldier, said he wore the uniform to a bar when he was arrested. Salami, however, said one of the kidnapped victims identified Bello as one of his abductors. And coming up in a moment after the break, Nigeria to get COVID-19 vaccines by February. This and more when we come back.
At split seconds, there is a lot happening around us, but we can't be everywhere all the time. We've got work, families, and chores to cater to, and most importantly, time to rest. And that's why having a reliable partner like KUFM News is important. Sleeping? We don't. We work round the clock, bringing you stories as they break from Nigeria and across the world. We would stop at nothing to keep you informed, because KUFM News is all about you and stories that affect you. Politics, business, human interests, sports, entertainment, just name it. We've got you covered. KUFM News. Timely, precise, spot on.
92.7 KUFM.
And you're welcome back to Newsbreak, where the Nigerian Governors Forum says Nigeria should look forward to the end of February 2021 for the possibility of accessing any form of vaccine against the ravaging coronavirus. The nation's 36 governors at a virtual meeting on Wednesday said the country was working with the World Bank to ensure the supply of existing vaccines in the country. The NGF in the communique on Thursday said its chairman, Kayode Fayemi, briefed members on the meeting with the chair of the board of the Global Alliance for Vaccines and Immunization, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, on the rollout of the vaccines. Meanwhile, the governors have also disowned their colleague, the governor of Kogi State, Yaya Bello's COVID-19 claim. The governors, however, disassociated themselves from the reported claim by Kogi Governor Yaya that coronavirus vaccines are meant to kill people and reduce population. Meanwhile, Edo State government said 39 health workers have been infected with the coronavirus disease in the last 72 hours. Permanent Secretary, Edo State Ministry of Health, Osawon Yerowa, who stated this during a news briefing in Benin City, said case management for critical care is being strengthened to ensure effective management of severe cases of COVID-19. He expressed worry over the increasing rate of infection among healthcare workers in the state who are critical to the fight against the spread of the disease. And two camps of the All Progressives Congress in Rivers State have clashed over a petition to the National Judicial Council and the Chief Judge of Rivers State against Justice El Ngbo Abina, the judge of Okrika Judicial Division sitting in Port Harcourt. The petition, written and signed by the caretaker chairman of the APC loyal to the Transport Minister Rotimi Amechi, accused the judge of flagrant abuse of judicial discretion against the APC in a suit between Sunday Hawkins and the party. The petition, read by the CTC chairman, Ogba Egbema Undoni Local Government Area, Dr. Christian Ogbowu, claimed that Hawkins was a blood relative of the judge and that there was no way the party could get judgment in her court. The chairman said, with the kind of affinity between the judge and the claimant, no one should have told the judge to recuse herself from the matter in the interest of justice. They appealed to the chief judge to reassign the matter, insisting that the claimant and the judge are first cousins. But in a swift reaction, the Golden Ben Chioma-led CTC, loyal to Magnus Abe, referred to the petitioners as faceless persons and imposters. A Minister of State's Federal Capital Territory, Ramatu Aliyu, on Thursday flagged off grants of 5,000 naira to rural women in the nation's capital as part of measures to reduce the level of poverty, especially among rural women. performing the symbolic disbursement of the one-off grants to rural and semi-urban women in the FCT, the minister commended President Muhammad Buhari for his decision to initiate the National Social Investment Program as a strategy for enhancing social inclusion. Aliyu revealed that the symbolic disbursement was to signal the commencement of the empowerment program for rural women that would pay a one-off grant of 20,000 naira each to 5,000 beneficiaries in the 6 area councils of the FCT. She added that the exercise would continue in line with the plans already put in place by the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development until all the beneficiaries selected via the participatory community-centric selection process have received the grants. Flour Mills of Nigeria PLC on Thursday expressed commitment to explore diversified funding sources from the Nigerian capital market for enhanced growth and development. The organization's group managing director, Omoboyede Olusanya, said this at the listing of the Tranche A and Tranche B bonds valued at 29.8 billion naira on the Nigerian Stock Exchange. The bonds are under the 70 billion Flour Mills of Nigeria PLC's bond issuance program. Olusanya said the company would continue to explore funding opportunities inherent in the capital markets to ensure business growth and continuity. He said the bonds were floated to strengthen the company's capital base by deleveraging its balance sheet and supporting its capital needs. Olusanya said the company was passionate about feeding the nation to improve quality of living for Nigerians through increased production and investments in background integration. And coming up in a moment in entertainment news, Don Jazzy signs new artist Aya Star to Maven Records. This and more after this break.
Admission, admission, admission. Ranej Montessori Academy, a renowned institution for qualitative and functional education, is right at your doorstep. Admission is currently going on into crèche, pre-nursery, nursery, and primary section. Come now and register that precious child of yours at Ranej Montessori Academy, a serene and conducive environment for learning at 5 Obasoye Street off Liberty Street between Ihama and Boundary Road, close to Micon Institute and Randeki Hotel, GRA, Benin City. This is an opportunity to be part of this awesome family. At Franej, learning is always fun. For further information, call 081-795-49122, 080-657-10725, or call 080-603-35828. Choose Franej. Choose qualitative education. Franej, a center of excellence.
It's last news break in KU 92.7 FM Benin City. In some entertainment stories, the release of the next James Bond film, No Time to Die, has been delayed for a third time because of a coronavirus pandemic. An announcement on the film's website said the film had already been pushed back twice and will now debut globally on October 8. It had originally been due to hit screens in April 2020. The film is the 25th installment of the Bond franchise and marks Daniel Craig's final appearance as British Secret Service agent 007. The delay will come as a further blow to cinemas that have been forced to shut for months at a time because of the lockdowns. Earlier this week, leading filmmakers, including Danny Boyle and Sir Steve McQueen, wrote to the UK government calling for financial support for cinema chains. Bond's latest move sparked a flurry of other delays in major releases. Sony has pushed back Ghostbusters Afterlife, Peter Rabbit 2, Jared Leto's Mob Boys, Tom Holland's Uncharted, and Cinderella, which will star singer Camila Cabello, while Universal has moved Tom Hanks' BIOS from April to November. Elsewhere, multiple award-winning Nigerian record producer Michael Collins Ajere, popularly known as Don Jazzy, has signed a new artist. The Maven Records pioneer, who has signed recording artists like Tiwa Savage, Ricardo Banks, Korede Bello, Deja, Crayon, DNA, and Johnny Drill, broke the good news on his Instagram page on Thursday, disclosing how he found the latest female signee, known as Star. Don Jazzy said she is an all-round superstar who he has been working with for over a year. He also revealed that her debut EP will drop by midnight. Responding to the new development, Aya Star said she is honored to be part of the Mavin family and excited to go on this journey. The 18-year-old singer also thanked everyone who has been in her corner and supported her from day one. And that's it from entertainment. In sports, Rivers United arrived Benin Republic for CAF Confederation Cup's second leg with Bloemfontein Celtic. Listen more on our sports news.
Good morning. Nigerian club Rivers United have arrived to Porto Novo, Benin Republic, ahead of their total CAF Confederation Cup first round second leg clash against Bloemfontein Celtic of South Africa. Rivers United won the first leg 2-0. The two sides were due to play on Wednesday, 6th January 2021 in Port Harcourt, Rivers State, but the game was postponed following Bloemfontein Celtic inability to meet Nigeria's strict COVID-19 stance on travellers coming in from South Africa. The team arrived in Porto Novo where the game will be played and almost immediately headed to have a light training session at the Charles de Gaulle Stadium. Ahead of the game, Rivers United's coach Stanley Iguma has revealed that the level of cooperation within the team is high and that his team knows how important winning this tie is. The overall winners will face Enyimba International in the last preliminary round. And finally, Tokyo 2020 organizers are hopeful that the COVID-19 vaccine rollout will allow them to host the rescheduled games in July, as the newspaper report on Friday cast further doubt on their staging. An unnamed government official was quoted in the Times stating it would be too difficult to hold the event. Chief Executive of the Games, Toshiro Muto, said there is no doubt widespread vaccinations in the US and Europe will have a positive effect. Muto's interview with the news agency occurred before the Times report was published. In response to the article, the Games organizers released a statement declaring that Japan's Prime Minister Yoshihide Suga had expressed his determination to hold the Olympics and Paralympics and that all stakeholders remain focused on delivering the event. The Games chief added that unlike at tennis Australian Open, athletes would not be asked to quarantine on arrival in Japan. And that's it from sports. I'm Egusa Agbeka. Back to you.
And that's the news, but before we go, a quick recap of the headlines. Federal government announces new plan for NPOWER beneficiaries. Governor Obaseki woos United States government and private sector for direct investments in agriculture. Police arrest newly recruited for armed robbery. Do remember that to continue unity of Nigeria is a collective responsibility. Be sure to play your part. Do not forget you can listen to us anywhere in the world by visiting our website at www.kufm.net or download our mobile app from the Google Play Store. We are also on YouTube at KUFM Nigeria, and you can also listen to us on RadioGarden.com. KUFM's news break was produced by